Hello there once again, people, and welcome to Lurker. This is a rather significant little level. This is called Lurker Part 1 to be exact. And yeah, this is basically a level that's been kind of throwing me off for a very long time. Basically, I have the documentation for this thing existing since Aftershock. But it was also in the Aftershock Toolbox level, and is in fact the last Aftershock Toolbox based thing that I do not know about. So after this, we'll have fully completed the Aftershock Toolbox with all documentation and everything. As for Aftershock itself, we will still have 3 more levels that we need to find that are more in like the bottom side. Hopefully they exist here. It would be nice to actually bring closure to that one as well and actually have found all the documentation for everything. But yeah, at least now we are finding Lurker Part 1. So anyway, this is made by Eric E. And then he has a minus sign with EGE for some reason. I'm not sure if that's part of his name or what. It's kind of there. Anyway, this is a small deathmatch level for 2 or more people. No more than 6 or it'll get ugly. There's no ammo here. In other words, have fun. Oh yeah, there's also no exit. Anyway, this was made using Quest. He recommends you use it. He also used the id base texture, so it's just going to be id base, which he got from Crowbar. Other than that, this level is called Lurker. Single player? Why? Deathmatch? Cooperative? Never. Deathmatch? Duh. Difficulty? ... Base? Me. One day of grueling work on learning Quest to build this. No bugs? How should I know? I've never played it. He doesn't actually have registered Quake, so he's never actually tested this freaking level. That's awesome. That sounds really promising, people. Anyway, this is his first real foray into Quake editing. He's made a bunch of Doom 2 levels, so he knows what to do. There's nothing special about it, but if you really like it, tell him. Also, if you want to add on to this level, go ahead. But just tell him you're doing it and give him credit. There will be a better sequel, he promises. I have no idea if that was ever fulfilled or not. Anyway, the interesting thing to note is when I was doing Aftershock, there was a level called LURK, which is a really, really terrible level, just called LURK. And there was a documentation for something called Lurker. Now, I'm not sure if this is the same freaking level or not, but I guess we'll see firsthand if we're playing the same thing here, or if this is like a totally different level that has nothing to do with LURK. I didn't feel comfortable basically referring to it as such, but here the interesting thing is I have a .mat file called LURK. I tried to make it compiled out, and it's just giving me a million different errors, so it's probably the version we saw before, I'm assuming. But then again, I'm not really sure, as said, so I'm going to take a guess, assume maybe it's similar. Oh god. Yeah, I don't even know if my voice was just caught there. Hopefully it was. But yeah, I loaded up GL Quake, and that's the biggest flaw of GL Quake, is there's that one moment of hesitation where everything kind of gets cut off. I think my audio is cut off, but oh well. That basically shows you what exactly GL Quake does. Anyway, basically Lurker. We're talking about Lurker, and I'm thinking, like I said, it might have something to do similar to LURK, but I guess we'll see firsthand. I think that's kind of what I was rambling about. But anyway, let's see here. Lurker. So, you try and load it in, and you get an error saying you don't have it. Wait, what? What did I do wrong? Did I not put the level? Of course, I put it in the GL Quake thing. That's the thing, I get confused by all these freaking Quake versions. That's what happens when you have a bunch of Quake installations going on at once. You end up getting overwhelmed and confused which version I just put in the Lurker file. Okay, so we got Lurker, we load this thing up, and it's freaking pitch black! Oh yes, I remember this. Wait, no I don't. I don't think so. Let's see here, but we got the nail gun here, and I can barely see what I'm doing. Yeah, this is a pitch black level, or it was in the original version, but, you want to basically jump from platform to platform here to basically get around, otherwise you can't really. I don't think there was this freaking ramp here, though. I thought that top platform was, like, inaccessible. That might be a difference from the regular Lurk. Lurk might be, like, an earlier version of this, people. I likely would say it's related to Lurk in some way, and likely that was, like, an earlier version. I should also mention the super nail gun, I think, falls out of the level. It's supposed to be up here, but it's not. Also, it's so hard to freaking see that we're pretty much just guessing. Also, the thing I remember about Lurk was that it didn't have any textures whatsoever. It was like so blurry and everything. It wasn't visible right. So you ended up having a million different errors. You couldn't see what you were doing, and you basically ended up like easily falling out of the level. This one is a lot better because it's just a little bit pitch black. In fact, it has some lights. I don't think Lurk had any lights whatsoever, so I think this is better than Lurk was. It's still pitch black, still pretty terrible, but it's better. And that's all that counts, right? I don't think there's any ammo or things to really do here, though. We got, like, the two guns on this platform. Now, I think there's a platform here. You basically have to use your gun as a light. Because there's only one way down, and once you get down, there's like no way back up. It's pretty terrible like that. Unless, of course, this is different there, it looks like. I think I just saw a ramp. Yes, there's a ramp now. Yep, this is definitely a better version from what I saw in Lurker. Lurk. Yeah, this is Lurker. So it's similar. It's very similar to what Lurk was, but it's much better. Lurk was very, very terrible here, and it wasn't like this. Wait, where's the ramp? I thought I saw a ramp. I can't find the ramp. Aha, here's a ramp. It's almost too steep. No, I'm going up it. It's just very, very slow. Also, is this anything? Just a little decoration. Aha, another nail gun! Well, thank God we picked that up. Yeah, that's right. There's that nail gun in that dark corner. Okay, yeah, I remember that from Lurk. The original Lurk. Okay, so if I keep hugging this, we shoot to basically see. You see, I just fell off because the acceleration of this freaking thing after the slowness of climbing up it. Gotta love it. Well, like, just time this just right. Bloody thing! See, this is the problem. It's like, it's so slow to get up it, and you gotta, like, struggle to get up there. But once you get up there, you better let your hand off that run key. Can't even see what I'm doing at the time. Did I mention this one's terrible? Like I said, it's better than it was, but... There we are. Yeah, now you can climb up here, you can climb back on this little platform, and you get back to the start. So, simple, straightforward, there's really not much to it. It's still pretty terrible, still not really that great, but it's definitely an improved version of what we saw before. Like I said, the version I saw before didn't even have textures. It didn't even have walls, really. It was all just blurred out nothingness or pitch black. It was terrible. It was terrible all around. Once you fell down, there was no way back up in that version. You didn't really have a way to really connect the platforms. You had to, like, jump from one to the other. So yeah, this is rather different compared to Lurk. I will be the first to say that. It has the same, positions of stuff, I think. I think that one had, like, a super nail gun that fell out of the level, and that one had, like, what should we call it? Had all the same weapons. But what was missing was all the platforms, a lot of different stuff like that. And again, I'm not sure. It does actually look like there's a super nail gun here. It looks like it was just a bunch of nail guns. Probably was another nail gun when that was up there, actually, on the top of this one. As opposed to the super nail gun that we saw in Lurker. Let's see here, what's up there? Is that... No, that's a super nail gun. Yeah, so it's a super nail gun that falls out of the level. I was right. Okay, so with that in mind, people, there's really not much to cover. Like I said, it's pretty much Lurk. with some slight improvements. With that in mind, that in mind, thank you all for watching. It's been an adventure, and I shall see you all, well, next time.